Hi everybody! This is my first time doing a video like this. I've been doing art on social media for I think September of last year, and I've definitely only just barely started trying to be a little bit more personal, I guess, with it. So yeah, anyway, welcome to my Draw With Me. We're just gonna be drawing Studio Ghibli characters and talking about mental health and art stuff and how it kind of correlates and stuff like that. So grab yourself a blanket, some tea or coffee, and let's talk. So yeah, just doing Studio Ghibli characters. I sped up the video a little bit because I was being so slow, and before speeding it up, this video was going to be like an hour and a half long, and I'm like, no. I do not have enough things to talk about well, I do, but you know, nobody wants to be watching an hour and a half long video of drawing when you're technically not a very well-known artist. So right now I'm just trying to dip my toes in this whole YouTube artist thing. And yeah, so that's fun. It's a little bit shaky sometimes, the video, because I use this very kind of more of like plastic tripod that I got from Amazon. I'll link it below. It's amazing though. I love it. It's been really great. It's just sometimes if you move a little too much, it'll shake really easily. So sorry in advance. But yeah, so essentially this is just my first time doing something like this. I'm trying those cute little, I can't remember what they're called. And what's sad is I just watched this movie the other day with my sisters. It was I can't remember what they're called, but they're so cute, and I love them so much. And I just think, just so cute. So, what I kind of wanted to dive in today, topic-wise, is basically mental health, explaining why I canceled my Room 28 collection that was supposed to come out last month. So we're gonna go ahead and delve into that. So essentially what happened with my collection is I had this idea of kind of like this spooky type of motel in the desert type of vibe for Halloween, and it kind of grew from there into a bigger story. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and push it to November. I wanted to have stickers. I had this whole plan. I was gonna open up a shop. There was gonna be a story, a little mini storyline, and it got to be so big and so overwhelming. And I was also really dealing with depression at the time, anxiety. But the problem is I was overcomplicating things. I realized really quickly that I had set myself up for failure because I was putting the cart before the horse. I didn't really have the resources I needed to launch the collection in the first place in a way that I wanted to. But I don't know if you struggle with the tendency, but I struggle with the tendency to get an idea and then I just go full force and act like there's really nothing holding me back, and and I'm definitely somebody that needs things to be more simple. I need to be more methodical with my plans so that way I can execute them properly, and that just did not happen with this. I was too excited, too fast, and doing a thing where I feel like more established shops and more established artists would do. So that's why I ended up canceling it, was because I got too overwhelmed. It was too much too fast. I already had my Patreon I wanted to focus on. I wanted to be posting more on Instagram, and it was just too much. So that's why I canceled it, and why right now I'm just trying to focus on creating content that I'm enjoying, focusing on my art, and basically just trying to take baby steps until I get to a place financially and artistry wise where I can do a collection like that and give myself enough time to develop it in a way that I'm proud of. So that's why I canceled it. And it was hard because I'm really hard on myself when I cancel things, because I've always had a habit of giving up or canceling when things are just too hard. And it's because, it really matters when you're planning something, the foundation of it all. So I think my advice to you, if you're a newer artist trying to launch your shop and stuff, make sure you have a really solid foundation. At least that's what I learned from this experience, is I didn't have the basics down. So once you get that, it'll be so much easier. And I think just not rushing helps no one. So be patient with yourself, and I need to be more patient with myself. So maybe that's something we can do together. My DMs are always open on Instagram. Please message me, talk to me if you ever just need a fellow artist friend to talk to. I love speaking with other people, especially when they're going through similar things that I am. But yeah, so that would be great. I would love to hear from you. And if you struggle with the same things and kind of taking this and going in as a, what do they call that? Segue. Man, I really am firing on all cylinders today. Oh, I love caffeine. Anyway, segue into mental health and being an artist. It's both a blessing and a curse because it can give you so much material. It makes you more creative, more empathetic, and I think the more empathetic you are, the better the artist. And art takes a lot of feeling for others, and I think that's what we all connect to really at the end of the day is empathy of art. So with having depression and anxiety and trying to create art in a way where it's something that isn't just a passion, it's also, it's monetary, which for me, that's kind of what I've always wanted to do. And it's always been more than a hobby to me. It's been my passion, but it's also something that I want to be my full-time job. And it's hard when you have depression and anxiety. It's difficult to keep yourself on task. It's difficult to create goals when you're depressed. And, and I think that's one thing I've always struggled with personally. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a really long time. And I've just never really gotten around to it because I just was so sad and depressed, and it's hard when you're, and then anxious too, and you throw anxiety into it, and it's like, oh my goodness. So, it's a journey, and be patient with yourself. It's incredible I've gotten this far. I can't believe I'm doing a voiceover right now. This is just crazy to me because this is something I've been wanting to do for over a year, and now I'm finally doing it. So that's a win. And if I can do it, you can do it, I swear. So if there's any art goals that you've been wanting to achieve, but your depression and your anxiety has been holding you back, be patient with yourself. You will figure it out, I promise. Like I said, if I did, you can, because I am definitely someone who's been absolutely beholden to their emotions, their anxiety, and their depression. So you'll be okay. And once you get the ball rolling and you get that momentum, it becomes easier. And that's kind of what I've been doing the last 2 weeks after talking with my therapist, about just starting with small steps, small 15-minute increments, and then let the momentum build. So yeah, it's tricky being an artist already. and then add on to the fact that you want to make money from it. You want it to be your full-time job. You know, it's your passion. And then, but that takes a lot of drive, and depression and anxiety are huge hurdles, you know? So, definitely, it's just something that you just need to manage and be patient with yourself above all else, and just know you're gonna be okay. So, it's hard out there, man. It's so hard. Oh my goodness. But, yeah. So right now, I am currently, coloring in, well, not currently, this is me watching myself, color in these little dudes. It's fun because for one of them, I couldn't get the eyes right. And so I'm just like, you're going to be the back. You're the back of this guy now. And we're going to have the dude above you looking down at you. So, but yeah, one of those fun things when you're drawing and you're just like, that's one thing about drawing too. You can't have an A to B. You're going to have an A to Z to C to L to M and then to B. It's never straight and narrow. At least for me. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there that they have the image in their mind and they just, they're able to do it. This is a Tombow marker. I'm obsessed with it. I don't have the name. Let me see if I can grab it. It's in front of me. Basically it's just their brush pen, but it's like a pen, not to be confused with their dual brush pens. This is separate, and I use this for lettering and coloring in darker things. It's just got it's a pretty black, so I like it. I will also link it down below. Everything you see me use in this video, I will link below. I love all these products. I've had them for a while now, and I use them all the time. So everything I use, I will put below. One thing I've also learned during this process is camera position is everything. There is this part I really couldn't edit out, but there's so much, you'll see little jumps in the piece where it goes from like not done to like finished certain parts. It's because my hand was hiding it the whole time, and the tripod doesn't really let me see the whole screen because the clip is holding onto the phone. So, yeah, enjoy my thumb. It's like, oh geez. So like I said, it's my first time. I'm learning how to do this properly. So next draw with me, I'm going to try and figure out a camera angle that makes it so everybody can see everything. And yeah, because I adjust a lot too while I'm drawing. I don't ever just stay in one. Yeah, case in point, me moving it around. So, yeah, still learning. It's a process. Oh my goodness. It's so hard when you watch things back and you're watching it and you're like, oh my goodness, I could have totally not done that. And it's so hard, especially just, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a perfectionist, but there's times when I feel like I'm just gonna delete and redo, but then you put so much effort in it and it's so hard. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite part of creating a piece is always the coloring part. It is my favorite, and rendering and choosing the colors, and it's just, I went to cosmetology school, and, you know, I never liked cutting. I did not like cutting the hair. Also, I should note, I didn't finish cosmetology school due to health things. But anyway, that's a story for another time. Basically, cutting was hard. It was not what I like to do. It was incredibly difficult for me. It was my favorite, which is funny. You would think when you want to do hair, you'd want to cut hair. And it was the part I struggled with the most. I really wasn't great at it. I've gotten better over, practice, but my favorite was coloring hair, mixing colors, learning color theory. That for me was the best. That was the cream of the crop. And it's kind of that way too with drawing. Which is funny. That's why this Inktober I really took time to go and do the ink part and then render it through Procreate. And because I just love coloring. I love adding art, and I like, not art, oh goodness, sorry. I love adding, what do you call that? Atmosphere, mood. Color is everything to me when it comes to art. Here's a Tombow dual brush pen. I love these so much. Oh my goodness, I could go on and on and on about those, but I'm pretty sure you know about them. Who doesn't? And if you don't, put it down in the comments, and I might do a whole review and a video about them, and kind of showing what I use them for. So that can be handy. Yeah. But back to the whole color thing. I love it. And if you've seen a lot of my digital pieces, I tend to render. I do overlays. I do lighting. It's just my favorite part. I love it. And I think it can make or break a piece. The sketch is important. Your what do you call that? What is it called? Your subject. Your subject is so important, the way it looks, etc. But the color will make or break it. And rendering it helps a lot. If you have it's not a great piece, but if you can do that lighting and those colors, chef's kiss. It becomes a good piece. So I think color is super important, 100%. And to kind of, segue into a different topic, with coloring and your base sketch and whatnot, it's so difficult to not feel like it needs to be perfect. I don't know if you struggle with it. I do. And it can be difficult. But art is subjective. So if you're dealing with a piece and you don't like how it looks, just tell yourself, it's fine. Art is subjective. I need to tell myself that more often so I don't throw away so many pieces that I work on. So yeah. Okay, these watercolors. I got them from my mother, who got them from Michael's. And they are amazing for watercolors that aren't professional grade. They're so pigmented, and I love them. And they're not chalky. They appear chalky at first, but that's if you're just gonna dip and go. You need to warm up the paint first. Don't warm it up. Again, I'm using that term. But take the water and just stir the water in that paint for, I sometimes do a minute. And boom, it's amazing. It activates the paint. So it looks just, I love that palette. It's so good if you don't have a lot of money. And I'm not somebody that can afford Winsor & Newton right now. So if you're like me and you like bargain art stuff, use this paint. This paint, however, that I'm using now, this is on Amazon. It's the Prisma Watercolor Confection Collection, I think. This is their pastel one. I love these. I'm also obsessed with these. They're so pigmented and amazing. Just amazing. I love them. And while also being super pigmented, they're so pastel-y and pretty. And I will link that below. They're on Amazon. I don't know if you can get them elsewhere. I'm gonna look, because, you know, I don't want to exactly give Amazon my business, so. But yeah, I will try to find something below where you can get those, because these are amazing. I love them. I tend to use them with the other Michaels palette as well. They're just amazing. I love it. And I've had the Prisma ones for, I want to say, how long have I had those for? 2 years? I think I've had them for about 2 years now. And they're just as good as the day I got them, which is pretty amazing. So, okay, but to be fair, I've only used them 20 plus times. I'm not somebody that watercolors every day, which is obvious from the way I use watercolor. I'm definitely not a professional, you guys. I have definitely not spent even more than 100 hours with watercolors, but that's something I do want to do. I really want to hone my ability to use watercolors. So, in a way that's really pretty, because I see other watercolor pieces and I'm like, witchcraft. That's amazing. So I think I'll be doing more watercolor videos like this, because I love watercolors. However, I am wanting to try, I think you pronounce it gouache? It's gouache. Gouache? I don't know. Who knows? But I want to try it so bad. I have my eye on a certain type. I can't remember the brand name, but I really, 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 really want to try it. Oh my goodness. Because I love acrylic paint. I love acrylic, but I'm also really, really love watercolor, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. So I'm super excited to try it, and I will probably do a video and a review. And yeah, let you guys make your mind up on it. But I love it just by the way it looks and how pigmented it is. I really, really want to try it. So I just think it would be fun. But yeah, so I just love these watercolors. I didn't plan the colors I was going to use before this, which I probably should have. It's so hard. I think out of this entire page, I think I'm the proudest of Totoro and No Face. I think those are my favorites. Arietti on the top left did no. And I really considered erasing her and not doing anything up there, but I figured, you know what, it's probably best to try to just, again, touching on that perfectionism thing, go with the flow. I am by no means proud of it. And it is by no means the best I can do. And I don't know about anybody else, but do you just mess up a face, you know it's not going to turn out. So we're going to slap some florals on it. I do that so much. If I can't do something, I'm like, we're going to cover this up with clouds and florals. That is my artist band-aid. I'm curious to know what your guys' artist band-aids are, if you're an artist. So comment below, like what's something you do to your piece when you know you're past the point of no return. This face isn't going to get any better. This hand isn't going to get any better. Do you have a band-aid? Mine is flowers and clouds and sparkles. Just cover it up and just make it look aesthetic and pleasing. I love this duck. I cannot even explain to you how much I love this duck. This duck is everything to me. I love him so much. I just love the face. I love the eyes. I love the knife. He woke up and he chose violence. And it's the funniest thing ever to me. I don't know. I just love it. And drawing him is fun. But here I am trying to color Arietti, holding the leaf. It's, oh god, it's painful. It's almost painful. But yeah, so, and that's another hard thing too. I haven't seen Arietti in years. I need to rewatch it, and I could not get her hair color right. I was trying to mix and find something for her hair color, and it took me forever. So you'll see that in a second. Oh my gosh, I watch myself do watercolor sometimes, and it's like, whoa, this is not a colored pencil. And that's what's so cool. I'm finding with recording myself drawing, like I can see where I can improve, or like bad habits with brush strokes, and which is cool if you ask me. I don't know, I just never, that's something I hadn't thought about until just now as I'm watching myself draw, is, I'm like, oh, that's not right. Oh, I can fix that. Oh, I can do that. So another cool thing you can do if you're thinking about possibly making a video like this, so that's another goal. I'm going to try to not say so much in these videos. Seriously, if you're still here at this point, I love you. You are my honorary best friend already. You come hop into my DMs. We can talk. We will be best friends, and I will send you pictures of my cats, and we can talk about coffee and tea and the best colors to use and art pieces, and I don't know, stuff like that. And or if you're a nerd, we can talk about nerdy things. I am the biggest Star Wars nerd there has ever been, possibly. That's a lie. That is not true. I know but I'm up there. I am definitely up there. So yeah, it'll be a good time. I promise. You will not be bored, and that is a good thing. I think you won't be bored. So yeah, but this has been fun. I've enjoyed the process of making this so far. I love coloring in. Seriously, this is my favorite thing to do. It's the best. I love it. It's so satisfying watching everything kind of just come together. And there's something satisfying about black. I don't know, when you have like pieces where there's like a lot of black, it just looks so good, and it stands out, and it's my favorite thing. But yeah, so thanks for making it this far. If you watched this far, again, like I said a minute ago, like, you're still here, wow. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick. I'll be right back. So I got my water. It is so incredibly dry here where I live, you guys. It's not even funny, but yet I laugh. I feel like SpongeBob in that episode from the 90s when he went to go visit Sandy in her like bubble dome thingy, and he looked like chalk. That's how I feel. I feel like chalk. Oh my goodness. It's hard out here in the desert. But yeah, so now I'm outlining. Normally I don't outline my art. I don't like how it usually looks, but with watercolor, I tend to outline because watercolor can be so transparent and washed out sometimes. So it's nice to have those defining lines, you know? So, yeah. I just want to thank you guys for being here. If you're still here, I'm happy you're here. If you decided to draw along with me, tag me on Instagram, comment below. You know, I'd love to see what you did. I'd love to see what you made, even if it's, you know, if you don't think it's good, I don't care. I still want to see it. I love seeing when people create. It's awesome. And I just get a lot of joy from seeing other people create things. So yeah, tag me and I'd love to see. But thank you so much for being here. You can follow me on Instagram at Stevenson Creates, STVNSON, and then Creates. I'm also on Patreon. I've been building my Patreon, and I have right now $1, $2, and $5 tiers. I don't know, by the time you watch this video, I might have a $10 tier, but I'm just trying to keep things a little more simplistic, affordable. I'm creating just a little community, cozy, and you can see a lot of cool stuff on there and get monthly goodies, wallpapers, access to sketchbooks, stuff like that. So, and I will be using that a lot more in the next coming months. I definitely want to build with Patreon. I absolutely love its layout, and I love how it can connect me with other people. So hopefully I'll see you there. Thank you again for being here. Stay cozy, stay safe, stay healthy, check in with yourself, check in with your friends and family, and as always, I love you, and until next time, bye!